More animals. So what is up, fellow journeyers? The question today is, what does it really look like as far as the pace of RV living? So when we first started RVing, we got a lot of comments from people who lived in RVs full time, said, look, you can't move around like that. You're gonna burn out. It's not gonna last, because we're moving every 3 to 5 days. But for the most part, for a lot of what we do RVing, we still move around every 3 to 5 days. But the difference is, in the part that we don't always show, is we move, and then we'll take a break. Almost at least November, December for holidays with family, and then we'll spend time. We still edit, we still put out videos, we put out some content where we're at in Tennessee. There's this perception, I know with our channel maybe, that like RV living is like you're always moving every 3 to 5 days, non-stop, you know, the rest of your life. And for some of you that may seem exciting, for some of you that may seem tiring, and for some of you you're in the middle of like, I just don't see how that could possibly work. And the truth is, I would say for the majority of people that won't work. Moving every 3 to 5 days for 3, 5, 7 years, for most people, that's just too much. Another style we've seen, which would be similar to what Finding Our Someday is doing, they're up here. I don't want pointing up there, you can't see that, but there are RVs up here. A lot of people just say, okay, we're gonna take a year, maybe 2 years, and we're just gonna travel and see what we can, make memories of family or memories of couple, and then we're gonna settle down. Sometimes they already know where they want to settle down, or sometimes they're actually looking for somewhere to settle down while they're driving around doing these things. And that's usually a pretty fast-paced option too. The third pace we've seen a lot is people, they move around about every 2 weeks-ish, something like that. I think retirees do that some too. But we've seen a lot of families that, if somebody's still working, they need internet connections. So they'll scout it out, figure out where the internet's good, stay in an RV park or a boondocking spot in that area for 2 weeks-ish, and then they'll move to another spot for 2 weeks. It's just too much work, too much trouble moving the family, moving the rig, resetting up over and over and over every 3 to 5 days. And so it's a slower pace, and it allows them to do, especially if they have like a 9 to 5 job or something like that, that pace seems to work pretty well. So places like this, if you settle down, you get an RV park, a week, 2 weeks, month, seasonal, whatever, you get like this, stuff like this behind me, which they got like a, let's see, adult pool, family pool, kids pool, and a hot tub. We're here, sort of like the recreation area. This side of the pool area, they've got a laundry. And then the fourth pace we've seen is like the seasonal pace. Maybe people did the fast-paced stuff for a year, 2 years. We knew a guy that did it for like 5, 10 years, and they figured out what areas of the country they liked and what season. So summer, they've got like a home base in one part of the country. Fall, home base in another part of the country. Winter, home base in another part of the country. So obviously winter, they're gonna be south. Summer, they're gonna be north. So they got these 4 home bases, and from season to season, they just move seasonally to do that. That's a pretty cool pace, because they get the best of the weather and the best of the locations all year round by doing that. And then I guess I'd say fifth. Some people just live in a place they really love in an RV and stay there full-time, non-stop. That'd be kind of the fifth option, but that doesn't involve moving around like the other 4 options. Probably one of the coolest things about RV living is that you can control that pace. You can slow it down, you can speed it up. For us, this pace has worked really well of moving around, having the home base and everything. But we're always keeping a pulse on Hensley, keeping a pulse on what she needs, what's best for her stuff, you know, how much we have, whether or not it's making us feel congested, all that kind of thing. And then of course we're also got another baby on the way. We're gonna see how that feels, how that affects the pace, because you just don't know. But I love that we've got the flexibility to figure it out as we go. So her room, some days it's working really well, some days it's not. Our dream world, she was gonna stand in here and play, and I don't know what I was thinking. This is such a small space, it just did not work by the time we had her stuff. So we're gonna move her bed down. We're gonna give up on her standing up down here and probably just use this for storage. I think that's the plan right now. Always looking for things that have multiple purposes as an RVer and as a parent and with a kid. Legos rock for that.
Talking to TV.
I'm not talking to TV, I'm talking to people that watch it on the TV. But you're kind of getting it now, aren't you? We make TV shows for people, don't we? You like Corey's head? Is that therapeutic? What does Corey's head feel like?
Rough.
Rough?
Rough.
Love the Pacific Northwest. Love it. You ready to check out some Legos? We're checking out Legos, and then I'm also wanting to, I want to push the van a little bit, because that's the thing, if you get your vehicle repaired way away from your home base, then you want it to act up again while you're in that area so that the same person can work on it again. But we're optimistically hoping the van's good to go. It's been good so far.
My favorite Lego is Batman.
She wants a Batman Lego. Are you sure you want a Batman, Ansley?
Yeah.
These are all used. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, they got everybody down there, don't they?
Here's the Batman stuff.
There's Emmett. Yeah, yeah. Oh wow.
Fits on right where it's supposed to go.
This is Chronicles of Narnia. The wardrobe.
This is his own creation. He's gonna be
Come here. Come here, I'll show you. Come here. See what I found?
Is that what I wanted?
I don't know. It's Batman. These are all the small Legos though. Trying to decide if it's time for her to move up. You can do so much more with the small ones than these. Yeah, they're all the same. There's just no cool stuff in these. There's a Duplo Batman, but man. All right, Hensley. Hensley, we gonna do this one? Is that the one you want? All right. Went back and forth between sticking with the Duplo or stuff I'm excited about, like getting the smaller stuff. You get way more options, but she says she wasn't ready. She really still want to stick with the Duplo stuff, so she'll still have fun. You vlogging again, Hensley? What have you done, Marissa?
Oh, you created that monster.
So, I am watching a movie, and this is Batman.
Hensley's loving her Batman. She's apparently loving vlogging about her Batman, so now when it comes to travel style, if you've got the whole like moving every 3 to 5 days versus 2 weeks versus staying longer, one reason that's a big deal if you're thinking about RVing is how often you move could have a huge impact on what kind of RV you've got. Of course, our Airstream's around 30 feet. This one's 46. Awesome. Spacecraft. Whew, man, look at that slide. It's like just the whole thing slides. And so if you get into an RV park and you get to an area, and we've talked to him, he's a great guy. I mean, but they stay here. They pretty much live full time in this. So the longer you're living in something, to me, probably the bigger, more comfortable of a space you want. You know, you get to our situation though, we're moving quite a bit. Having something smaller, more nimble has become more of a big deal.
It's funny because you talk to different people and they'll give you different answers, and you just kind of have to find what works for you and your family, because that's different for everybody. And you don't have to know the answer to that. I don't think we figured that out until we started traveling and knowing what was working for us and what was a good pace. So that can change over time. That doesn't have to be set. You know, you can't say, well, what pace would I move at? You just kind of have to get out there and try it and see what makes you happy. And I think if you find that pace, that's what is able to keep going. I think that's why we're in our 4th year of travel, is because we've kind of found what works for us in our sweet spot. If you talk to a lot of people who got burned out, it might have been because they were traveling too fast or they weren't happy with their pace. And so it's okay to slow down. It's okay to speed up if you need to be back in one spot.
Coming in, we didn't have like a set, okay, we're gonna do this for 6 months, we're gonna do it for a year. We knew we were gonna try it and not give up for the first year, which I'm glad we did that, or we probably would have given up. But we weren't like, okay, we've only got, you know, a financial plan for the first year, the second year, third year. We didn't know. And so I think if you come in knowing, hey, I only want to do this for 1 year, 2 years, I think it changes the way you travel too. You'd probably move a little faster versus, you know, with our plan, we knew, hey, let's try to figure out a long-term plan. And I think it's, I put the camera here because all the kids were over there and then they saw that I was filming, I think.
If you film, they will come.
And she mentioned sweet spot, but like at the same time, I think we're evolving our travel style a little bit too as we've gone along. So don't be afraid to make changes and that kind of thing. And I think we get back to Tennessee, we have a baby. You know, we may evolve our traveling style again. So it's, you know, especially at our age, you're gonna notice that you won't see people on the road moving around as much. If they're moving at our pace, they're not on the road as long, it seems like. Of course, there's pros and cons to all these different styles of travel. You know, one of the big pros for us, moving every 3 to 5 days, we get to see a lot of different stuff, move to a lot of different places. One of the cons we found out, especially the first year of doing this, was that we just didn't run into people that often. And people didn't know where we were to meet us, or people we even knew and connected with earlier, we couldn't reconnect because we're just bouncing around so much. So once you slow down, you're staying places a week, 2 weeks, makes it way easier to connect with people. This is an everyday family adventure. We ran into them today. Hensley's over there with their boys. She absolutely loves hanging out with their kids. And of course, we've been hanging out here with Finding Our Someday already. What are you doing?
Got myself all dirty.
Let me see.
No, if we want to go to your daddy.
Are you a little Indian?
If we want to.
What are you doing here? What's going on?
I have something very dirty.
Yeah.
You guys
You have been very busy over here, haven't you? Shower Hensley, who's watching her?
Who's in charge here? Oh my goodness. Look at you, you're so silly. Y'all did a good job.
Totally under control.
Totally.
Hensley, what are you drawing there, girl? I really gotta wash that because I don't want you drawing on it. So one question we get a lot is, what does it cost to live in an RV full time? There's a lot of different factors, but the whole how long am I gonna stay in one spot in an RV answers a lot of that. So if you take, if you're moving every 3 to 5 days, you're moving a lot, it's gonna cost the most. If you move every couple of weeks, it's gonna cost a little bit less because you get the weekly rate. And then if you're staying once a month, it even goes down more. And if you're seasonal, more. And if you stay and pretty much live in an RV park and get maybe a yearly rate or something even longer than that, it goes down even more. Because it's not just the rate of like the campground that goes down. You're also going to spend less fuel. You're probably going to be seeing, fewer things, spending less money on eating out and less touristy attractions. It comes closer and closer to living in a house, and that's not a bad thing. Again, the flexibility is really nice because you can control how often you move around, how much it's going to cost, and how long you're in one spot. Has a lot to do with that. So something that could be a consideration, our neighbor here with a 46-foot spacecraft, he wanted to travel around. Obviously this is very large to move around from place to place. You need like an F550 or something just massive to move the thing. So he actually bought an 95 Airstream Classic, pretty close to what we've got, and he tows it with a truck. So they're actually gone on vacation with the Airstream right now for a couple weeks till they come back to this, which is where they pretty much live full time.
You're a good report. You better listen, okay?
Okay.
What are we gonna go do?
We're going to the pool.
You're gonna go swim? You better be good. Are you good?
So we have dropped off the kiddo. Tonight we have something we rarely get to do. We got a date night.
Woo! Yeah, that does not happen on the road very often at all.
No.
So it's exciting.
So thankful to be able to slow down a little bit, leaving her with Finding Our Someday that we met earlier today. So we've been hanging out with him for a while. Totally trust him. We are coming back tonight to get her. Hensley wants to do a sleepover, but I don't think she'll ever make it.
Not that she doesn't want to.
Oh yeah, she wants
to. The problem is she can't calm down enough to go to sleep. So every time she's tried to spend the night with somebody, she's just too excited. And finally about midnight, we have to go get her and put her to bed. But
so it does get a little harder to do things like date nights when you're moving around like crazy. But since we've been caravanning, that gets easier too, the whole social aspect. I think that gets harder as you move faster and faster. But depends on what you want. We like to move fast, slow, all or nothing, kind of all over the place, I guess. But that means you guys get to see all kinds of travel styles. So we had a viewer offer to let us come to Circus Soleil. Did I get that right?
yeah, I've never been. I'm super excited.
It's something different we've never really seen. So pumped to see that. Also, we found out, I guess it was yesterday, I was watching and Hensley randomly made a vlog, her first vlog, like on her own. So she's not just like filming stuff, she's grabbing her iPad and vlogging now. So
It's so cute. She's funny.
She's cracking me up.
She takes this very seriously.
She does. So we're gonna share that with you guys. We're gonna have some B footage of the Circus Soleil, and we will catch you guys later.
And today we're in Canada and we're in Washington. We're in Washington. Hey guys, say hi. Hi. Like to hi. Oh.
Here, hold straight.
Hi. Today we're going to Chick-fil-A. See all the trees? Okay, and we're going to play, and see you later.